Yes and no. Why no? Actually, by now, it must be obvious, it has to be obvious to you that there are many mental states which were repetition. Panna, Sati, Samadhi, Sila, Virya, Saddha. All repeated many times. And that means that you can strike off all those repetitions and bring down the number to not 37, just way smaller, okay? But why yes? The point is not why no, that all 37, not all are supposed to be, not 37 to be developed, but each set, you look at your own list, idipada, the idipadas, the faculties, indriyas, the balas, the bhujangas, the maggas. Each set, each list, each one has to be understood as a package deal. You cannot, if you're looking at a list, each list you cannot pick and choose. Meaning to say, now you can refer to your list. If you look at magga, for instance, the path, there are 8 of them, right? You cannot say, in this life, I will pick 7, drop number 8. You cannot do that. If you want magga, then all 8 have to be practiced. If you say that I want the bhujangas, cannot say no samadhi either, or Dhamma vichaya, or any one of them, you cannot just drop it. If you take bhujangas, all 7 need to be developed. If you take faculties, all 5 have to be developed. If you take idipada, all 4 have to be developed. Okay? Then, some of the typical kiasu, kiasi, kiabo ones may say, I take idipada only 4. I don't magga got 8, you say. 8, difficult, just take 4. Can, right? No. There are certain mental factors which are what we call non-negotiable. Meaning to say, it doesn't matter which list you pick. Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panna must be there. Then you say this is the 5 faculties, the 5 balas. What's that got to do with the bhujangas? What's that got to do with even the magga, the pala? Magga, the Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path not like that one, you say, right? Idipada not like that one, Why this list? Why not the others? Have you asked yourself that? Why do I pick this list and not the others? I didn't. Actually, if you start to look at what they mean, bhujangas, the 7 factors of enlightenment, did not specifically mention. Bhujangas, 7 factors of enlightenment, did not specifically mention Saddha and Panna. Yes? Look at your list. Not true. Bhujanga was delivered to practitioner monks. Okay? Specifically to practitioner monks. You are monks in his order. You mean to say you don't believe in him? If you don't believe in him, why did you choose to wear his robe and practice under him? So therefore, in the bhujangas, he never specifies saddha because they already have saddha. It's a given mental state in the minds of these practitioners. So saddha, in the 7 factors of enlightenment, is assumed. Get it? Then you say, Dhamma vichaya missing. Dhamma, sorry, you say got Dhamma Vichaya. Panya is missing, right? No, Dhamma Vichaya is Panya. This capacity to investigate consistent with the Dhamma concepts, you can do it right only if there is Panya. If you don't have the practitioner's Panya, the correct intuitive wisdom, there is no way your investigation is going to lead you anywhere. Indeed, you don't even call it Dhamma investigation. You can call it investigation, full stop. Dhamma is optional. You understand? So again, the assumption there is already Panya. So your investigation of the Dhamma will be consistent with what is required under Panya. I will explain a little bit more about this Panya thing. In the Panya lecture, I'll go into detail, but for now, for this purpose, I will just point out two things about Panya. Panya is not static. Panya is not static. It grows. It's an organic thing, and it grows according to your experience in the practice. It can grow, and it will grow in the following way if you develop two things. Two things. One, read, know, learn lots. Read, increase, improve, expand your knowledge of Dhamma concepts. Today there's internet, good and bad. Good a lot, bad a lot. Doesn't matter. What you need is to have, a spectrum of the suttas in your mind. The Buddha's teaching, suttas, S-U-T-T-A, in your mind, as many as possible. You need to collect those because your mind needs to develop its own Wikipedia. In the old days, we call it encyclopedia, but today, or Britannica, but today we say Wikipedia. You need to develop lots and lots of information pertaining to Dhamma. How do you learn? You learn by gathering information. It's a given. But for Buddha's Dhamma, you need the second one. So the first one is Parato Gohosa. Parato Gohosa, which is external information gathered and stored. The second one is Yoniso Manasikara, which is to pay attention to the way that the mind works. Feeling comes up, feeling fades away. Thought comes up, thought dies away. Keep watching how the mind works. Yoniso Manasikara means correct attention. Correct attention to the workings of the mind. So the idea here is you collect external data, you compare it to internal developments, watch the two, must correlate somewhere. It doesn't correlate, there's a problem. Okay? And Panya is built based on how much of both you are doing correctly. How much information, the correct information you are gathering to store away, and how much of the mind you are watching correctly, because you can watch wrongly. Okay? No problem. Subsequent talks, we will go into that in detail. So this is about the 7 factors of enlightenment. Magga also did not mention Saddha. But again, it is presumed, because the Magga was delivered to monks. As long as a sutta, a teaching, was delivered to the monks, the Buddha didn't have to say, you need Saddha. It's when it was delivered to lay people who are listening for the first time, wanderers of other sects, then the Buddha will say Saddha. Saddha has to be there. If Saddha is not there, you only half believe. Half believe, your virya also discounted. Sati, sometimes have, sometimes don't have. Samadhi, never mind, next life do. Panya, let's hope for the best. Guess what happened? Nothing works. Okay? And then you have Itdipada. Itdipada has, like, the words are all different, right? Chanda is the result of Saddha. Meaning to say, when you say, I will do it, the assumption must be the will is based on some understanding, some desire. Some faith. If your will is not based on the correct faith, the correct belief, it goes not the Dhamma way. It can go any way, but not the Dhamma way. Okay? Chitta is actually sati and samadhi. Okay? And finally, vimamsa is panya. So back to this point, saddha, sati, samadhi, panya, all there. Then you have that last two. Right mindfulness and right effort, when nothing is mentioned about the other factors. Sati, if it's developed correctly, will lead to deeper understanding, knowledge about what you're doing, why you're doing it. The saddha will grow. You will know why you're doing it. Panya will grow. You are motivated to try your best. Viriya will grow. They are all there. So what it actually means, is that the 37 factors of enlightenment is a list of conditions that must be present for the mind to be able to realize Dhamma, Nibbana, which means to say, if you want to see the Dhamma, there are 5 core factors. 5 core factors that you have to be able to develop. I will repeat. The 5 core factors, by now, you should be able to rattle them off. Sat. Sat means cool, is it? Cool. Saddha, okay. Viriya. Sati. Samadhi. Panya. Game. So your 37 factors of enlightenment actually boils down to 5. The 5 core factors. If you can build these 5 correctly, your mind will be able to reach a certain state of calm. And in that state of calm, the mind can see Dhamma. Can. For sure. So, but it is non-negotiable, all 5. Cannot like that. This life, I do saddha. Then next life, I remember I do viriya. Actually, the 5 of them spin together. Let me explain a little bit about this spinning. I've actually given an entire talk on this 5 spinning together. Today, I didn't prepare the slides for that, but let me explain to you how it works. You always start knowing what you are doing and why you are doing it. So the first start point in this practice is saddha. Knowing why, understanding what's the meaning of this practice. For yourself, deciding that this is what you want to do in this life. And it has to be, in this life, I want to do it. If it's next life, leave it to next life. It's only if you say, in this life, I want to know, what am I doing this for? And why? Then you need to, if you decide, I want to try it, I want to do it, start from the basis, from the perspective that I know why I'm doing this, how it's supposed to be done, make a determination to get it done somehow this life, then start. So your start point is that saddha. Know what is to be done, know why it has to be done, and then say, I believe it can be done, I will do something. When there is that saddha, that is when you say, I will want to practice properly. But the first thing in this practice is, I have to observe my sila. I haven't mentioned much about sila. If you say, I want to practice, for sure you have to say, I have to observe sila. Because without observing sila, there is no way the mind can calm down enough for you to be able to do your meditation. All this will be covered in subsequent lectures. I'm just giving you an idea how they fit. So sila has to do with, I want to practice, I want to clear the mental space, I want to do the right thing, consistent with the Buddha's teaching, so I observe the precepts for a start point, or observe the precepts. If you can observe the precepts well enough, the mind should be what we call conscience-free. The word the Buddha used was free from remorse. Conscience-free. And when you are conscience-free, there's a certain sense of lightness. Then it's possible for you to sit and focus the mind and try to do samadhi, concentration, and try to do sati. It's like that. And if you do it well enough, you will catch one small, tiny glimpse of quiet joy. It may be very small. Nobody caught it but you. Very minuscule. But enough to feed your saddha. Enough to feed the belief. Then you reinforce that. All the more you're going to watch the mind and clean it up. And when you watch the mind and clean it up, you can sit even better. If you can sit well enough, your mindfulness would sharpen. If you can't sit, meaning you have never learned how to concentrate and focus the mind, your sati, the mindfulness part, is going to be as shaky as, I don't know what shaky, the flitting butterfly. Okay? The joy, the confidence, the cleaning up the mental space allows you to be able to sit and meditate. With meditation, you can strengthen the watchfulness, the mindfulness. It's in the strengthening of the sati that you gain deeper understanding as to how the mind works. So Panna grows. With every growth of the Panna, your faith will be fed. It's like that. This is the correct spin. If it doesn't spin like that for you, nothing gels together. They are individual actors all over. The one on upstairs, the other downstairs, the other basement. Finish. You are not even doing it right. All five needs to spin together. You see how they go. And then it becomes so obvious to you that you can't let go of any of them. If you do not cultivate all five, it will crack. It's difficult. Your development is difficult. Okay? If you get all these things right, what it does is it causes the mind to settle down into a quiet, watchful state. In subsequent lectures, I will also explain to you, describe to you, what is this state? How do you know the features of it? When it gets to that state, then the mind becomes a tool, a very powerful tool that you must now use to go and examine anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, dukkha, substancelessness. Number one. Number two, you use the same tool to look at Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Paths. You look at the five aggregates. You look at the six sense spaces. Everything the Buddha said, you look. You stare. You internalize the concept into an experience. It no longer is just a concept. It is an experience in the mind. The concept comes alive. When the concept begin to come alive for you, now you're looking at living Dhamma. Dhamma is not page 63. Dhamma is alive in your mind. Only then are you a practitioner of the Buddha's path, when it comes alive. This is part 2 of the journey. Part 1 is this part. Part 2 is take this mind that you have developed so well to go and look at the concepts until the concepts come alive for you. That's part 2 of the journey. What is part 3? Now that all these concepts have come alive, you are now beginning to understand the Dhamma as the Buddha had taught. Then you now have a choice to make. You so kilat already, you know? You begin to see these concepts, you know? Can you let go? Are you able to, at that level of understanding, begin to make the correct choices in life? Making choices must be based on understanding. And the understanding has to be at the experiential level, experience level. So now you see things as indeed impermanent. It comes and it goes. Indeed, there is no I. Then if that's the case, when things happen like this, when things are happening to you like this, at that point, are you making the correct choices? If your practice is correct, or you're on the right path, you have the right understanding, you will be making all the correct choices. Maybe not all the time, maybe 2, 4, 6. 1, 3, 5, you can't relapse into bad habit. But 2, 4, 6, you're quite good. Sunday, you come for class reinforced. But the point is, it will start to feel that you finally know what you are doing right. It will start to feel that way. You start to have this sense that, okay, now I understand the Buddha's teaching is like this. Now I know why I have to let go. Not I must let go, but hey, cool man, I can let go. It kind of drift away. You understand? It should come naturally. And then when you read the works of practitioners, true practitioners, I won't mention names, it's just when you start to look at books and you start to read their work, all that they are saying in terms of the practice makes sense. It's at that point that it makes sense. Right now, when you read the book, all you're doing is memorize. What a beautiful statement, memorize. Cut picture. Draw painting. Yeah. You do funny things because the words are so beautiful. But you may not know what it means. But if you go through step 1 and you have completed step 2, by step 3 you know what those words mean. And then it really will resonate. And then you know what it means. And you know what to do. And life is just like that. Okay?